I've been saving this Season 24 Look-Ahead Champions, Mods, Arcane, and more. The video League of Legends. I've seen it was released yesterday, I believe. Yesterday, right? Yep, 1 day ago. And I've been saving it because I wanted to watch it on stream. So I'm recording right now and I'm gonna watch it for the first time and just give you a background. I've been playing League of Legends since 2010. Alright? 14 years ago. When I started playing League of Legends, it was a new game on the block. It was something new that was everyone was talking about and didn't know what was it yet. And I've been playing it ever since. I'm what you can call hard stuck on silver. Right now, I've gotten to diamond, I think, many years ago. But I love the game. I keep following it. I love the graphics. I love everything about it. I don't get tilted about it because I have a life. I do many other things. But it's one of those games that have been with me for 14 years. So every time there is something like that, I just watch it. And I used to watch it alone. Now I'm watching it with you guys. So let's take a look. Okay. Please tell me you're gonna have a professional mode for Aram. If there is, I might apply. So I love playing Aram. But then it's gonna start to turning something bad because people will play on it as if they're playing ranked. I love the art. Everything that is about the art style of League of Legends and everything that Tribes does art-wise, I love
Hey
it.
folks, I'm Andre, also known as Meddler.
And I'm Jeremy, aka Right Brightman. Welcome back. We hope you all had a wonderful and happy holiday season, and we're really excited to welcome you to season 2024.
Now, we're filming this video in early November, so anything that happens between now and the start of the season won't be covered in this video.
Okay.
Today, we're going to be joined by more folks from across the league team to talk about some of the things coming in 2024, like ranked updates, new champions, some information about Arcane Season 2,
Yep.
and some updates on esports.
Now, before we get started, don't forget that when you jump into a game in 5 days, Summoner's Rift is going to look and feel a little bit different.
Yeah, I saw that
Get
on the
ready
BB.
for some new objectives, map changes, and updates to the core item system. And
I don't know if anyone who's watching that remembers the old league, because when I started playing League of Legends, we all got used to the old map. You can pull it from YouTube and see how it looks. That was a game. And when they changed it into that art style, I remember the fights. I remember everyone just, flipping over. How would you do something like that? Now we're all getting used to it. I have some theories about that because, not theories actually, I did work based on that many times because people don't always get used to this change, but what they did back then was the right thing. You couldn't have actually built something like what they've built up till now if you didn't try to always be ahead of the curve. They've done that. And you can think about it. Not so many games have been able to stay in that position that they've been in for 14 years straight. Actually, I can't think of many games like that. And yeah, that whole game industry is all new. I'm not gonna keep ranting over the video, by the way. I'm just letting you know what I think about it because I've worked a little bit in very tangent industries, in some industries that are tangent to game development and game design. And I do many work with marketing and design. I taught design and I taught graphics for 4 years, I believe. So a whole lot of what League or Riot is doing, I consider it to be one of the role models in the industry. Of course, you can think about the loot boxes, and you can, get tilted about many things that you should be angry about. But overall, no. I do believe that they have been one of the most, if not the most successful companies in the game industry as a whole. But the player base is something else. The player base, well, you can already see my games and know how I feel about it.
And as a reminder, Season Start Cinematic is going to be releasing next week on January 10th.
Oh, in 3 days. All right.
Hey everyone, I'm Matthew Long Harrison, the lead gameplay designer for League. I wanted to take a moment to talk to you all about some of our thoughts on Ranked, some of our learnings from the changes we made last year, and what we want to do this year to help make your climbs better for Season 2024. Last year, we added Emerald tier and increased LP gains to help alleviate any pain from increasing the number of rank resets each year. And while we've seen an overall increase in match quality, there were some side effects that moved us away from where we want to take Ranked. We've seen much larger differences in visible ranks in games, meaning many of you saw players with different ranks in your matches, like a plat player in a silver game.
I
We're
just
making
had
some
one.
focused improvements on how the rank system evaluates player skill to reduce these situations. These changes will be going live when you start your rank climb next week.
You can already see that, guys. I think a week ago or something, I went in a ranked game and I saw one celebrating, yay, I just got my level 30. So he probably just started League 2 weeks ago and he was playing, and you can already know what I felt right then and there, because well, I've been playing for 14 years. I know what every champ does, and I know what every champ used to do, and I've seen at least 6 or 7 World Cups, and he just started 2 weeks ago, and he was playing as a jungler, I believe, and we lost that game.
The changes should help resolve some other pain points, such as losing more LP than you gain, even with a positive ranked win rate overall.
Yes.
And also help with differentiating between Smurf accounts and new players. As always, we'll be closely monitoring these changes, as well as your feedback, to make adjustments as needed. Best of luck in your climbs, and welcome to Season 2024.
I actually might start climbing that season. I've done it twice in my life. And overall in League, I've tried to climb twice. One I got to Diamond, and the other I got close to Diamond. But 2 things have always made me unable to do it as best as I think I could. One, my life. I'm an engineer responsible for businesses and responsible for, a whole other life other than just sitting and climbing for days on end. And the second thing is being in Egypt. The best I can get my ping to is just 50 FPS. 50 ms, 50 milliseconds. That's the best I can get my ping to. And this is a hard cap. I can't, because, well, I tried playing when I was outside of Egypt, but I can't, I can't stay outside of Egypt for long. I have many things that I have to do in Egypt. But well, there are those in Egypt who have gotten to Masters, I believe. So I might give it a try this season. Let's see. All right, let's go.
Hi everyone, I'm Lexi Gao, aka Raya Lexico, the Champions team lead.
And I'm Soap May, also known as Soapbox, production lead on the Champions team.
We've been working on Skarner's update for a while now.
Yes!
And we've been polishing him up to be ready for his big day. Meanwhile, he's getting ready for some fun too. Last time we talked about Skarner, we showed his gameplay, but we never really talked about his lore.
Skarner was a founding member of the Yuntal, where he helped guide and shape Ishtal into the prospering region it is now. He is, however, very suspicious of the outside world and believes that Ishtal should be isolated to be safe.
Yes.
And he will not hesitate to run down intruders to keep it that way. We are currently finishing up Skarner's VGU, and we can't wait for you to skitter across the rift in the first half of the year.
All right.
After Skarner, we're working on 2 other champion updates. The first one is for a champion we haven't talked about before, but plays a pretty big role in a show that maybe you heard about, Arcane. We want to bring their Arcane version to the Rift with updated visuals and
Who
VO,
is it?
while
Singed?
also giving some love to their gameplay.
Singed?
You can expect to see them early next year after the second season is over. As for what comes after the Arcane-inspired VGU, we're excited to announce that we'll finally be tackling Shyvana.
Oh, yes, please.
She has a great theme and has become an iconic part of the league roster. Thus, we're thinking about refining and progressing who she is and tuning up her gameplay instead of a complete overhaul on her narrative and themes. Think more Udyr and less Skarner. But we want to be transparent about her timeline. Shyvana's VGU will not be released until 2025 after the Arcane VGU.
Okay, now on to the new champions. We've been teasing a cute, small ADC that will be swooping into the rift soon. Meet Smolder, the fiery fledgling. Look at our cute little son.
Oh no!
They've gone full Pokemon, right?
Run away! At least I didn't end up in a tree again.
Yeah,
Hi,
that's what full
I'm Smolder.
Pokemon there.
Oh, my mom says hi too. Who's the best dragon? I'm the best dragon. Hey Mom, what are the fire thingies next to my ears called? Oh, okay. Was that me? Whoa! Look what I can do! Foolish mortal! Hey, where'd everybody go? Oh yeah! Did you see that, Mom? I smoked them!
I already love it. Okay.
One of the goals we had for Smolder was to make a straightforward ADC. As all of the recent ADCs we've released are high-skilled champs or very non-traditional. Aphelios, Samira, Zeri, Neela. We want to fulfill the fantasy of a little dragon who can focus on honing his fire-breathing skills.
And while Smolder may be working on his skills, his mom is never too far in the distance and is always ready to make an appearance when he needs her the most.
After Smolder, we'll be heading further north to cool off from all that dragon fire. Our Vestayan solo laner is someone we've been wanting to bring to the Rift for a while, but the last time we tried that development took a bit of a detour and we ended up with Sylas.
But not to worry, the Champions team is back on the case and is focusing on making a new mid-range mage. We have another champion in the works who should be a familiar face to all of you. But we're gonna hand things over to Riot Brightmoon and Meddler to talk a little bit more about our new upcoming champion.
Last year, we shared that Arcane Season 2 would be releasing globally this November. Everyone at Riot is really excited by the show, and we've been inspired to bring Arcane into game more. We're excited to show you a small preview of one of the things the League team's been working on.
All right.
So the first bit of Arcane you'll be seeing in League will be Ambessa Madara. She'll bring Noxian domination to the Rift. And much like how she is in the show, she won't be for the faint of heart in game. Don't let her large stature fool you though. She brings both strength and speed, sidestepping attacks with surprising agility.
And Ambessa's only the first piece of Arcane coming to League this year. To celebrate Arcane Season 2, we'll have Arcane-inspired gameplay and a new VGU, new skins, as well as a few other surprises. I am so excited for the new season. I hope you are too. Can we show them a clip? Maybe just one?
Okay, one, but just a short one.
Singed. Singed, right? Singed, not Vector. Singed. Yeah, Singed. Are you kidding?
Hey everyone, I'm Evan Humphreys, aka Riot Revenancer, the lead system designer for our Motivations team. We're responsible for creating and maintaining the various systems around the game like loot, honor, and champion mastery, which is what I'm here to talk to you all about today. Champions are the most central part of League, and we love the dedication that a lot of you have to your mains. We want Mastering Champions to be a
played the
meaningful
Fury yet.
experience that lets you differentiate more between players who play Champions some and players who play them a ton.
Okay.
So, we're uncapping the leveling system and letting you show off exactly how much you play your favorite champions. Levels 7 through 10 will unlock new versions of the Mastery emote, and after that, we'll add an evolving number that displays your total Mastery level from 11 and beyond. And don't worry, your current champion Mastery points will carry over to the new system. So if you've already grinded to Mastery 7 on your main, there's no need to do it again. And those of you with enough Mastery points will end up at even higher levels. We'll be back again as we get closer to launch in the first half of the year with more info on this updated system.
Lux, Yorick, with Timo of course, Jace, Heimer. I can show you actually. These are the champions that I've gotten up to Mastery 6 or 7 on. Morgana, Echo. Yeah. By the way, I climbed with Echo and Jace. Yeah, it was Echo, Jace, and Jax, of course. Wow, I have so many players whom I climbed with. I have that keyboard. There. This
Hey everyone,
is my BS
I'm
keyboard.
Eduardo Cadmus Cortejoso, and I'm a team lead for game modes on League of Legends.
Hi, I'm Selena Choo Choo Trang Liu, the delivery lead on the MOS team.
So last year, we released Arena and we received a huge amount of support from all of you. We brought it back in December to test out some changes and make some improvements. We're happy to share, though, that it's coming back again in the first half of this year with even more improvements. Our goal for the next iteration of Arena is to increase champion diversity, improve game-to-game variance, and foster even more experimentation. One of our favorite parts of Arena is the ability to play some fun and wacky combinations that wouldn't and maybe shouldn't work in Summoner's Rift. So we want to encourage that with some more targeted changes to gameplay and game balance. The biggest change you'll see is that we're increasing the number of teams from 4 teams of 2 to 8 teams of 2, for a total of 16 players in each game of Arena, making Arena a 2v2, v2, 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 v2. This means that you'll face different teams more often, have more chances at redemption, and maybe get out early or crush the competition if you're really doing well.
You can also expect to see some new augments, new maps, and some other improvements that we're still right now exploring. Outside of Arena, we are also bringing back more game modes this year. Earth will be back for Lunar New Year, and then we'll be following that up with One for All. We'll be sure to update you later in the year about what modes are going to come out after that. Oh, and one last thing. Even with all the work happening on Arena last year, we still have something else cooking behind the scenes.
We're experimenting with yet another new mode that, like Arena, will be a totally different take on core League gameplay. But unlike Arena, this will be a little bit more of a chill way to spend time with your friends. We don't want to spoil too much yet, so we'll be back later this year to share more.
Good luck, have fun, and we'll see you in ARAM, Arena, Earth, OFA, and TBD.
ARAM is still my favorite. Yes, please.
Last year, we spent some time behind the scenes working on updating League's anti-cheat and bot detection software, as our current version had fallen behind the times. This was compounded by the security breach earlier in the year, which increased our vulnerability to botting and cheating. And a pretty consistent piece of feedback that we've been hearing from you all is the high number of bots in games, disrupted smurfs in ranked, and an increase in scripting.
Yes.
We know this has been a consistent pain point in League, so it's been something we've been working on fixing.
One of our goals this year is to maintain and improve the competitive integrity in all of your League games, whether it's in ranked or normals, Clash, Arena, whatever. So in late February or early March, we're bringing Vanguard to League. Vanguard is our proprietary anti-cheat and anti-botting software that's been active in...
So Vanguard, which has been installed on my system now for a long time. By the way, I have Valorant installed since it came out. I have played it just once up till now. And Vanguard has been to Valorant? I always thought that Vanguard was for League. Wow, all right.
In Valorant since the beginning. We've seen a huge amount of success in their ability to catch and stop cheaters in their games. And we expect to see similar results when we implement it in League.
Similar to Valorant's version of Vanguard, Leagues will run at the kernel level. This is becoming standard for strong anti-cheat software in gaming, as cheat and bot makers are quick to adapt.
Okay.
If you don't run at this level, they will, and thereby evade all of the anti-cheat software as a result. Now, Vanguard offers us the ability to catch bots and cheaters as quickly and effectively as possible. It also
I have dealt with cheaters, in my gameplay, the normal way, and I've actually tried to study a whole lot about it. Because when I used to work on the other side, which is the development side, I used to think about all of that. I don't code usually. I used to code. Well, I'm an engineer of communications and electronics, so we learn coding, and I understand the big concepts of all of what they're talking about, and I try to think about it from that side, from the big picture side. So I always, when they say stuff like that, it's sort of for many of the player base who are not into coding or not into programming or development at all, they'll just take it for base value and all right, okay, you're doing that, okay, we're gonna play. For me, I try to think about it from the other side, from the hacker side or from the cheater side. Running on the kernel level isn't a 100% foolproof solution. No. There are so many things that can be done. I'm not gonna talk about them now or here for many reasons. But I think there are... No, I'm not gonna talk about that. Not yet. No, not here. Let's continue.
Also gives us the opportunity to do things like hardware ban offenders and terminate matches in which a cheater is detected. Refunding loss of LP for everybody except the person cheating, of course.
Now, we know that there's a question and concern of data privacy around kernel-level anti-cheat.
Yes.
This is something that came up with Vanguard and Valorant as well.
Yes.
And we want to take a moment to tackle those concerns up front here. Vanguard does not collect or process any personal information differently from our current anti-cheat software. We don't need or want to know anything more about you or your machine other than what is necessary to maintain integrity when playing our games. Now, if you already have Vanguard installed because you've played Valorant, you won't need to do anything else and you can continue as normal. But if you haven't, starting in a few weeks, you'll be required to install Vanguard in order to play League.
We know that this may be a meaningful change, but we're very confident it will lead to an overall better League experience for everyone.
I'll read more about it.
We'll be sure to communicate with you all as the changes go live.
Go into it
and
more.
let you know how things are going afterwards.
If
all right,
interesting
we're going to hand
anyone,
things back off to the dev team now for an
it.
update on some of the skins coming to League this year.
It's like trying to craft a unique fantasy where you can't have any kind of costuming on the stretch locations and like the thighs, the knees, the elbows, so you're kind of isolated to
Hey everyone, I'm Stephanie, 100 Piece.
By the way, 14 years playing League of Legends. Never paid a penny for it. Never gonna pay a penny for it. If you're paying anything for a skin or something like that, think again. Really think again.
Nuggets Leong, the skins team lead.
And I'm Thomas Ranby, aka Riot Hylia, the concept art lead for skins. Today we're going to talk a bit about some of the upcoming thematics for League, some of our goals for 2024, and we're going to give you all an update on our ASUs. But first, I believe we owe you an updated prestige skin list.
Yes, we do.
Ta-da! Oh.
In the first half of the year, you can expect...
No. Wait. I want to read
Ta-da!
Rokan is real. Kindred, Evelyn, Kola, or Kali?
Oh.
Who's the last one? Kill.
In the first half of the year, you can expect prestige skins for Rakan, Ezreal, Kindred, Evelyn, and Kale in that order. We'll be back later in the year to give you all an update on the second half of the year. We also wanted to give you all an update on our 2 ASUs. Lee Sin's base is finalized, and we've been working through his extensive skin catalog. We spent a lot of time testing out his animations to make sure we didn't impact his smooth gameplay, and have been sure to similarly focus on this with his skins. We're really excited to put him and his newly unbroken neck into your hands, and you can expect to bring him onto the Rift in early May. We did want to give you a heads up that we have run into a few challenges with Teemo.
Don't change anything with
Such a troublemaker.
Mischievous.
Ugh, seriously. His ASU is taking us a bit longer than we originally intended, and we're currently figuring out our updated timelines, but we'll be back with an update later this year with a sweeper to let you know when to expect an updated Swift Scout on the Rift.
All right. Now on to the...
Teemo was the first champion I've ever. Quite remember, guys. The first champion I've ever played League of Legends with, back 2010 or 2011, was Janna. She was the first one I've ever, because my friends, when they introduced me to the game, well, I liked Janna, so I started playing with Janna. Then Graves. Then I was losing every game and I performed terribly. Then it was Teemo. And then I started winning and winning and winning. Teemo was and still is one of my most favorite champions in the whole of League of Legends. Just that, that feeling that you can be sitting at base, purchasing something, and then one of your shrooms gets you a kill or a double kill. Oh, the feeling.
New and returning skin thematics of the year. So first up, we're going to be celebrating the Lunar New Year with a brand new thematic called Heaven's Scale, which pays homage to the rich cultural heritage of the holiday.
Of course.
In the world of Heaven's Scale, a curious court of deities take on human guises and descend from their palaces in the clouds to take part in the mortal celebrations below. So Heaven's Scale's design fantasy skews a bit more heavily into ancient historical divinity and garments in order to distance itself from our more modern takes on the Lunar New Year, like lunar beasts or firecracker. We wanted to take care to preserve the majestic and beautiful designs while also keeping a fun and celebratory tone in line with the spirit of the holiday. We also have another brand new thematic coming up that delves into a world where primal instinct reigns supreme, called Primal Ambush. Right. Primal Ambush draws heavy inspirations from the refined skill of martial artists and the raw, fierce strength of tigers themselves. We wanted to show some love to our Southeast Asian players in particular with this thematic. We really drew a ton of inspiration from that region, the fashions of those cultures, where tigers naturally live and hold a great deal of cultural significance.
We'll also have the return of some established thematics like porcelain, recent favorite fairy court, as well as some well-loved thematics we haven't visited in a few years, like
so I was saying, if you were buying skins for League of Legends Sync again, but at the same time, I understand why they have to do that. Updating the art of the game every once in a while with skins and stuff like that is extremely important, especially with new games coming out like Baldur's Gate and all of that. They come with new art style. Now, because guys, think about it. I've been attending Comic Cons and anime conventions and game conventions for a long time now, and no one truly wants to go to the next convention wearing last year cosplay. It's more brutal than fashion. The most I've cosplayed was just carrying a sword, one of my swords here, and some finger cut gloves and rolling my sleeves and going there. I have photos like that on my Facebook. I can show you. So I'm not really into it, but I know some guys that this is their job, cosplaying and attending cons and organizing them, and this is their full-time job. So yeah, this is their bread and butter right there.
Project and Blood Moon, and you can expect to see all of these come out before summer this year.
We've also been taking a look at some improvements we can make outside of just what new skins we're releasing. So some of our older legendaries, for instance, were released before we started adding content such as legendary borders. So we're going to be going back to add them to skins that missed out. This includes skins such as Broloff, Corporate Mundo, and Dragon Trainer Tristana. Trist will actually be live in just a few days.
And finally, we have some skins coming out for champions who haven't had as much love in a little bit. As of filming, Rammus is currently sitting in the 1000-day club, and Olaf is hot on his tail.
All right, well, that's it for us for now. We're going to hand things over to the esports team, who will give you an update on the competitive side of League that we definitely should have been drafted for.
Yep, absolutely.
Silver 2.
I am iron.
Yeah, I believe so. I'm too as well. Yes.
Hi, everyone. I'm Nazala Taha.
And I'm Chris Greeley.
And we are so excited to kick off the 14th season of LoL Esports. And we want to give you a look at some of our plans for 2024. So let's start by talking about our global events, MSI and Worlds.
We want our international events to have a strong regional representation so that the best teams from each region can fight it out on the global stage. This year, we're making it so that there are 3 base slots for the LPL, LCK, LEC, and LCS at Worlds, with new ways for teams and regions to earn additional slots. The LLA, CBLOL, PCS, and the VCS will have their slots remain unchanged.
And we're keeping the same double elim format from MSI 2023. But
no, I watch many of
going
those
to up the
tournaments.
stakes even more
Don't
this
really
year.
understand what they're talking about.
For the first time
don't
ever,
care about
the
how it's
winning
organized.
MSI team will be awarded a guaranteed spot at Worlds, which also counts as an additional slot for their region. And the next best performing region at MSI will secure an additional world seed for their.
Until they're organizing something in the Middle East, and I know that there is a bus from Egypt to, well, Worlds. I don't think I'll be fully interested or keep up with how it's organized and stuff like that. Not yet.
Their region.
Yeah, and
Yeah, by the way, a couple of years ago, I tried to sponsor a team from Egypt here. I'm still thinking about it. I'll sponsor a team from Egypt or the Middle East in general. I don't care if it's all Egyptians. No, I'll sponsor. I'll buy a team. I'll sponsor them. It's one of the things that I'm intending to do. I've been, working on it. Not working on it. No. It's been something I've considered for 2 to 3 years now. Existing in that space, finding talent and organizing a team and sponsoring it. I'm gonna pay for their salaries. I'm gonna pay for their existence, as long as there is a path from here to there. I believe it's investment. If it's something that I've actually explained to many of my friends in the business side of this world, or not even in gaming. If many who are looking to invest or
can't wait.
Many who are looking to invest or get into investing and building a business and stuff like that. So I've been in e-commerce, and the way that it works in e-commerce, sorry if I'm ranting here, but you go and get a good product deal from China or from wherever it's manufactured, mostly in China, and then you secure a fulfillment center, and you start working on the marketing, and voila, now you have a full cycle, and you can start selling, hopefully if you have the infrastructure for it. I've been doing that very good. But what people are consuming isn't necessarily here, consumer goods. So home appliances, electronics, and stuff like that. No. People pay money for that stuff, but people pay their time and attention for that, for games, for game content. So if I'm not building for that right now, I'm losing. I'm not doing what I should do as a businessman or as as someone who thinks about the future. So the way that I think about it is, if we can start working, and you think about it, all the big organizations who have sponsored actually esports team, it's the numbers are different. If it's in the West or in the USA or Europe or even in, of course, Asia, South Korea and Japan, all of the stuff, and China. But in the Middle East, there's a very good chance to start building that right now, because we're at that stage that many of our youth are now interested in these games and they are talented in it. Once you can start marketing around that, you are guaranteed to have a lot of attention and traffic on whatever you're gonna build. And attention and traffic equals, of course, more sales and more merch and all of that good stuff.
To see the increased competition at MSI this year.
And while we're talking about MSI, we wanted to share that this year's MSI will be held from May 1st through the 19th in Chengdu, China. This is the first time we've brought a global Lolly sports event to this vibrant city, and we're so excited to see the amazing crowds there cheer on their favorite teams. And we'll be back with more updates on MSI the closer we get to the event.
Last year in Korea, we announced that Worlds would be returning to Europe, with the finals taking place in London, England at the O2 Arena. Today, we wanted to let you know where the rest of the tournament will be held.
Well, we'll be kicking off Worlds in Berlin at our newly remodeled esports arena for the play-ins and Swiss stages. Then we'll head to the Adidas Arena in Paris, France for quarterfinals and semifinals. Fans brought so much energy to the Paris finals in 2019, and we're really excited to see what you all do for not just one, but 2 stages of Worlds there.
Worlds will run from September 24th through November 2nd. And we'll be back later this year as we get closer to the event to announce ticket sales dates.
Now, as we embark on the 2024 season, we are so proud to commemorate 14 remarkable years of LoL Sports. Throughout this decade and a half, we've witnessed pro players from around the world leave their mark, displaying incredible resilience, mastery of League of Legends gameplay, and inspiring millions of fans across the globe. To celebrate those who have made a lasting impact on the game, the sport, and the community, and really honor their legacies, we are proud to introduce the LoL Sports Hall of Legends.
There are a number of pro players worthy of being inducted into our unique version of a Hall of Fame. So we've gathered an independent voting panel of esports industry veterans and experts from every region around the world to vote and select our very first inductee.
Each year, those inducted into the Hall of Legends will have their historic careers celebrated both IRL and in-game. Now, we're currently collecting votes, and we'll be back later this year to share more.
And finally, all of our regional leagues are gearing up for the start of the 2024 competitive season.
That's a very good strategy, because think about it. Why football is football? I'm talking about soccer here, if for my viewers from USA. Why is soccer, even for NBA, for example, and basketball and all of that? It's all about the humans, you know? Rarely that many care about the gameplay. When we talk about guys like Derek Jeter, for example, or people, I was saying مثلا, which is in Arabic, translated into, for example. So Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Steph Curry, and the late Kobe Bryant, of course. And all of those guys, many don't remember their gameplays or how amazing they've been playing the game. Many remember them because they're humans. We as humans, we are attached to the stories of other humans. So if I now go to a certain someone who has maybe played League of Legends for a couple of times, he is not attached to the game yet, and I tell him, bro, you don't know about Faker, I'm gonna tell you such and such and such about Faker, and I keep telling him about his amazing gameplays, or Pebo, or Reckless, or those guys. And Heli saying, I know many of those guys that I've watched. He's not gonna care. He'll only care if I tell him about how Faker spent that last Christmas Eve streaming for everyone, and how he, came out and told me that I don't want you to bring me, or buy physical gifts or presents for me and do that for someone else and all of that. If I tell him about the human side of Faker, now he'll care. And now he will be more interested in the game. So having something like that, where the game itself, as NBA, there is Hall of Fame. If you talk to any NBA, anyone who cares about basketball, he'll talk about the Hall of Fame. Even in tennis, there's Roger Federer, and in football, of course, Pelé, Maradona, Messi, Salah, and all of these guys. So yeah, that's what I'm talking here again about the marketing side and the industry side of that, or the business side, of that industry.
You can tune in on lolesports.com beginning January 13th to keep up with all of your favorite teams and pros.
We can't wait to watch the 2024 LoL Sports season with all of you. Good luck and have fun on your climbs. Thank you in advance for tuning in and supporting your favorite teams and leagues. Now, here's Riot Brightmoon and Medler to wrap us up.
All right, before we go, we wanted to remind you that we're celebrating a special birthday for League this year. We are turning 15. We are so close to being able to finally drive a car.
Oh, in the US at least. But we're looking forward to celebrating with you all later this year. We're not doing new game announcements this time. This year is all about League and celebrating our 15th birthday with all of you.
So look forward to the celebrations coming in October. And as a reminder, don't forget to check out the dev blogs that go into more detail on some of the topics we discussed today. We'll also be back with our regular dev updates as usual after this video. So we'll be seeing you soon.
Best of luck on your climbs, and welcome to season 2024.
I'll be climbing this season. Yep. Once the season starts, if I can still, manage my time the way that I manage it right now, which is extremely rare. But if you guys, you are gonna be a part of it actually. If you want that, I'm keeping up with the analytics of my videos. I can see that it's growing gradually, ever so slightly. I don't care so much about the again monetary aspect of it. I talked about that before. No. I care more about the influence and impact. I'm open about that. But I actually think that if it's interesting and if we can have some traction behind that, I might be climbing this season and share how amazing I can play and climb. But I'm gonna try to practice now. I am sure that you already can see that in some of my videos. Thank you so much for watching. If you've watched that to the end, make sure you let me know about what you think in a comment and subscribe, and make sure you come in another video. Thank you so much wherever you are.